think if she had whacked the creep, she'd feel the glow of satisfaction.
You think she could have done it?
Well, she had the motive. Cops must think she had the opportunity and the means.
Catherine's hardly the only one with motive. I mean, there's just a lot of people who didn't wish him well.
Your soon-to-be daddy-in-law springs to mind.
No.
No? I assume that's not a guess. Okay.
Then again, there's a lot of people who aren't business associates who would, might want to settle an old score.
Well, if you're suggesting that I may have indulged in the whim, you're wrong. As far as I'm concerned, Junior wouldn't be worth the aggravation. I get enough rush just giving him those bad tables near the kitchen door when he came in. Gosh, I'm going to miss that.
Yeah, it's hard to try somebody when there's no body found.
Catherine thinks he's still alive. She thinks he set her up.
Damn. I don't know.
You know, most people hate him enough to be happy that he's not going to be in the picture for whatever reason.
Well, I tell you, I need assurances. I want this over. But no surprise is waiting to happen.
Okay. I want you to listen to me. Because this is what we have to believe. Wherever that plane is at, Lois has everything under control. Do you understand what I'm saying? Lois is indestructible. Just like your marriage. Just like your love.
I'm telling myself she isn't about to leave me until she's 101 years old. We have 4 kids, 11 grandchildren, and 30 great-grandchildren. And even then, she'll probably arrange for us to go together. What a manager.
That's right. Lois knows we'd never give up on her.
She would never give up on me. Okay. So the thing now is to just figure out what I can do about this. I mean, how difficult can it be to find an airplane?
That's right. That's right. We can find, I mean, especially an airplane with Lois on it, right?
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna go inside and we're gonna figure this whole thing out. It's much warmer in there and it's freezing out here.
Last thing I want is a bunch of feds running around revving things up when they've just quieted down.
If Damien's been iced, they could start digging again.
They probably never stop, especially when he didn't show up for questioning. They've probably gone blank. But if he is officially dead, that means they may have access to stuff that they never had before. Offshore account records, etc. You know what I'm saying?
All of which could connect back to you.
Right. And if the DA can't make a case against Catherine Stick, you know where they're coming next.
Well, not necessarily. Like you said, everybody in town wanted to see him out of the picture. Everybody's got motive.
Yeah, but let's face it. You know they want to get the most.
All right, so the best thing for you is if Damien is definitely dead, and if Catherine definitely did it.
Yeah, things would probably quiet down, you know. I can marry Lily, peace. I can pick up my business where I left off. On the other hand, if Catherine insists he's still alive and some young cop keeps on it and proves she's right, then that opens up another can of worms. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. And you're looking at a return engagement with the grand jury.
I lucked out the first time. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Even with El Padre Grande standing guard?
Well, it all depends on whether Damien's alive. What strings to pull.
You know, maybe Catherine's right. Maybe she's right, man. Maybe he isn't dead, you know? I mean, she dumps him for Scorpio. He gets furious. Then she unloads a lot of information on him to the cops. He gets more enraged. So, he disappears. He frames her. She goes to prison. Theory has merit.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe she really did do him in.
You know, I'm inclined to believe Junior's still kicking, giggling over his champagne bucket somewhere.
How come?
Well, you know, the old adage, like father, like son.
Yeah, well, I've heard that, but, you know, I'm not buying it.
Well, I'm not saying there aren't exceptions, but, you know, if you want to know what a man does in a particular position, it can't hurt to look at his genes. I mean, I know that he's slicker than his old man because of that, you know, Ivy League crap, but they're basically the same person. They're run by, greed for money and power and vengeance.
So you figure what Frank would have done, and you got it.
Well, yeah, with a little Junior spin on it, you know. I think he'd be relentless. I think he'd be thorough. And I think he'd leave a calling card because he wouldn't want us to think that he hadn't won.
Yeah, but he'd wind up screwing himself that way.
Well, you know, we can hope, huh? Victim of his own gigantic ego. Hey.
I'm going home.
All right. See you later.
Good night, Sonny.
Good night, Lucky.
Good luck.
Seems a little down in the dumps.
He's all right. Got himself in a mess, but he can think his way out.
Oh, what the devil is wrong with their system? We should have heard something from them by now. Oh, what does that mean?
It means that we haven't heard anything yet, Edward. No news is good news.
And if you can't embrace that position, kindly keep your mouth shut.
This is Edward Quartermain speaking. Oh, Bryce, what have you... What?
Bryce, it's Ned.
We have the radar track of the plane. We worked out where it went down, and they have flyby confirmation.
They've located the plane. What did they see?
The pilot of the flyby tried to raise the downed airplane on the radio, but there was no response.
I knew it. The radio's out.
All right, how did the plane look? How much damage was there? Any signs of fire?
They couldn't tell much from the one pass, and they were losing the light.
Okay, fine. Listen, I am going to hop on the corporate jet and come right down there. Give me the location.
I'm sorry, Ned, but you can't do that. It's very remote, up in the mountains. There's no easy access.
Lois, it's
We
okay.
have a ground team on the way, and we hope to make contact soon. What you need to do is sit tight.
Why don't you go outside and get some air? We'll yell if the phone rings.
How long can a person survive without water?
A lot longer than it's been since the plane went down.
How about exposure? If they're in the mountains, snow, she'd need cover, at least the
Ned,
shell of a
listen,
plane.
Listen. I know that Lois is okay, so I just want you to stay calm, okay? Please don't panic.
I'm not panicking. I'm being realistic. I mean, if the ground team had gotten through, Bryce Thorson would have called me. I mean, the longer we wait, the worse it is for Lois.
No, you also have to remember what Thorson said, that the plane went down in a very remote area. It's possible that the rescue team is already there and they can't radio out. It's also possible that Lois walked away without a scratch.
Well, that depends on whether it was a crash or a landing. No matter. Listen, I want to send some more support. Another helicopter, another team, something. I can't just sit here and do nothing, all right? I have to do something. I can't just sit with my fingers crossed.
Listen. You are doing something. You're keeping a vigil. And that is the worst kind of hell that there is. I know.
Yeah, you do. Look, you two have been real troopers. You got me through the night. Why don't you take a break? Why don't you go? Jason's not out of the woods yet. Why don't you get a few hours sleep before you go back to the hospital? And why don't you go home, and I'll call you if I hear anything.
No, I'm going to stay.
Same here. I'm wide awake. I'm just going to go check with Monica, see if she spoke to the hospital about Jason. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Hello.
Ned, it's Bryce. We have sporadic radio contact with the pilot.
Is Lois okay?
Almost everyone came through, except for 8 injured and 3 fatalities.
All right, well, what about my wife? Is there any specific word on her?